Hey guys, it's Billy here, and we are at Missouri Comic Con in Springfield, Missouri, and I'm with the wonderful Catherine Sutherland.
Hi.
How are you doing today?
I'm good. How are you?
Doing great. So our listeners who've listened the past 5 years, you guys know that growing up, Power Rangers was just my jam, and there wasn't anything that I loved as much as that when I was little, and then now that I have my own little ones, it's cool to bring it to them, and it changes when you're an adult. It's not quite the same,
Yes.
but getting to watch it through their eyes is so cool, and all you guys also know that Mighty Morphin was like my favorite era, and Catherine is the last one that I'm finally meeting, so I'm so glad that you're here. And I guess I always ask a few questions like rewinding time a little bit back when you started. What was that experience like for you? And like what led you to that, and like how'd you prepare for that and everything?
Yeah. Well, they were filming the first movie in Australia, and they were looking for a new ranger. Amy had decided she wanted to leave the show, and so I originally auditioned for Dulcia in the movie, actually.
Okay.
And then I got the opportunity to audition for the Pink Ranger, and I didn't know anything about Power Rangers. I just knew it was a kids show that was filming in America, which was exciting to me as an actor, And so I had to do a scene and then a martial arts routine. And then I met the producer, and I remember being very confident and saying, I hope you make the right decision to him, which I would never have said. I don't know what came over me. And about 3 weeks later, they called me and offered me the role. So it took a little bit to get visas and everything together, but they brought me over from Australia, and I lived near the studio where we filmed in California. And it was a big culture change. I went from driving on the wrong side of the road and learning all these new terms and trying to adjust to a new culture in a busy world that I was not used to. And it was really exciting but also lonely. I had to leave my whole family behind. And when I joined the show, they were all doing a press junket for the movie. So I didn't meet the Rangers for probably like 2 weeks.
Yeah.
So I was in this foreign land. Like I was meeting some of the crew and doing fittings and things like that. But it was a big change to my life.
That's so cool.
Yeah.
And so you were, it sounds like, into acting before that. Who were some of the people that inspired you when you were a kid? And
obviously Olivia Newton-John.
Right.
She was my like. I wish I could have met her. I loved her. I loved Meryl Streep, Nicole Kidman. I think I was always really inspired by movies. I loved the escape of it, and I wanted to be a positive influence to people. So it's ironic that I ended up being a superhero, because it's like the best way to be a positive influence.
Yeah.
And it was a big. It's hard to step into the shoes of someone who's already established a role. So I was really aware of like what that meant, and how to bring something of my own to the role, so that I wasn't compared to her.
Yeah.
Because Amy Jo was loved, Kimberly was such a loved character, and I didn't want people to think I was trying to replace that.
Yeah. It was really cool. One thing about that show is every time someone new came in, I never thought it felt like that. It was just like, oh, who is this new person? Why are they so cool too?
Yes.
I just remember when I think I was in second or third grade when Power Rangers came out, and all my little friends would get together and watch it and talk about it, and just like things like that when we knew a big change was coming, but we like didn't know the details, kind of like this day and age with spoilers and everything. We're like sitting on the edge of our seat, like wondering what the heck's going to happen. And so with each little change, it was just such a cool thing.
Aw, thank you.
And so aside from all that, what's something that you like currently, it's the end of a long day, you're getting to sit back and chill a little bit. What's something you love to do these days?
Yeah, I'm still a mom, so we're busy with like dinners and stuff. But at the end of the day, my husband and I love to snuggle up on the couch. And my favorite show at the moment is a show called The Resident, so I'm watching that.
Yep.
I love all the Taylor Sheridan shows, Yellowstone. And Landman. I just finished that. So and I love reading. So I have a little book club with a couple of friends. So I'm reading books right now, which is really nice. Just simple things.
That's really cool.
Yes.
And then I'll leave you with one last question.
Yes.
Since we're at a big con, a nerdy event like this, if you could find yourself for a couple of days in any of these fictional universes, where do you think would be a really fun time to hang out?
Fun time to hang out. I was going to say Game of Thrones, but no,
I
would not want to be in that time. I love the show, but no.
It's a tough one.
That's a tough one. My Little Pony.
There you go.
Sounds like
A lot safer than Westeros.
safer than Westeros. Yeah.
Yes. Awesome. Well, hey, thank you so much for a few minutes of your
Thank you.
time. And
Thank you.
I know our listeners are going to think this is so cool, and appreciate it. Thanks for coming to Springfield.
Thank
and
you.
Yeah, have a good rest of your
So
time
nice
here.
to meet you, Billy.
Nice to meet you.
Thank
Thanks.
you.
Bye.
Bye.